What it do, wrestling world? Welcome to Over the Top Rope Wrestling. It's your boy, the only, and I mean the only, Mr. Steal Dibs himself. That's me. And of course, I'm joined by my brother from another, the Tantilizing. Tony, my brother, what's happening?
What's up? I'm just back from planet Jupiter. I'm back on Earth where I'm supposed to be. Last night was woohoo! What a time it was.
What a time it definitely was. And as many of you know, we were special guests on the Dudes at Ringside podcast show last night. We had a great time chatting up with those fellas. And they will be joining us on our show shortly. But we had a good time, had a lot to talk about, a couple questions. So good time. We'll be back on their show soon, but they were on ours. But no, they will be on our show soon. But what you thought about it being on this show?
Listen, bro. Anytime we can talk about wrestling and we can talk about ourselves, so it's a great day.
Yeah.
The Dudes at Ringside podcast. I appreciate them letting us on. I can't wait to have them on the show so we can be in control, show them how we do things on our end. And all I can say, it was a good show. And thanks to Metal Geek and Joe Panther Jr.
That's right. Thanks to those two guys. We appreciate you guys for having us on, and we will definitely return the favor. Let's jump right into it. Let's get started. Let's talk about Mr. Daniel Bryan. And Mr. Daniel Bryan, in a recent interview, had a couple things to say. One thing that he said was um, that he wasn't needed in the WrestleMania main event. Now, I sat here and said for the longest, Daniel Bryan shouldn't be in the main event of WrestleMania. It should have just been him, just should have been Edge and Roman Reigns. If Daniel Bryan is sitting here saying that he shouldn't have been in it and he wasn't needed, who made this call to put Daniel Bryan in that match? And I think we all can say more than likely that was Vince McMahon. Now, we have to wait to see if we will ever get Edge and Roman Reigns. That shouldn't have happened. Daniel Bryan lost, even though Roman did tap, but Daniel Bryan lost. The Royal Rumble winner, Edge, should have went on to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I'm happy Daniel Bryan said this. Maybe he's saying it just to say the right thing. But that was how I felt in the beginning, that he should have been in this match. I'll let you go.
So this one is, to me, it's just like it's very puzzling and confusing because it's like, so the guy that was in the triple threat didn't want to be in the triple threat?
I don't know. He's saying he wasn't needed. I mean, I don't think if Vince would come to me and say, "Hey, Jerry boy, we're gonna put you in the main event of WrestleMania. We're gonna make it happen. It might be a fatal four-way or triple threat, but we're gonna put you in there." I'm gonna say, "Yeah, sure, definitely." No one's gonna say no to that. But for him to say that, it just made my point that he didn't have to be in that main event.
It takes a lot for me not to say too much on the topic, but like, I read this and I'm like, what? What? So let's see. Edge waits 10 years to get to the main event of WrestleMania. From WrestleMania 27 to WrestleMania 37.
Correct.
He wins the Royal Rumble. He wins the opportunity to pick any opponent he wants to pick. That's the way it works. He picks Roman.
That's right.
Doesn't get his one-on-one. Okay, it happens. We've seen it happen before. We've seen it happen.
That's correct.
Triple threat happens. Daniel Bryan's the guy, has Roman tap out, but loses because of circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
But the guy they picked doesn't want to be there. Not to mention, the guy they picked says he was off that night. He wasn't really. He wasn't into it. It was, yo, Daniel Bryan, what the hell's going on with you? You've done everything you wanted to do in this business. You have beat and defied all the odds. And now you're like, oh well, what? Give him his wish. Give him his wish. You want to be in the thing? Friday night, let it be your last match and retire. If that's the case, if your heart's not in it, you
I,
know?
I'm also wondering if he felt like he was taking away the spotlight from Edge or Roman. I wondered if he felt that way. Maybe he felt like as if this is Edge, you know, not coming out party, but Edge deserves this. He's been gone 10 years. Why am I in this to take this away from him? Maybe he felt like that. Maybe we got to cut him a little slack. But man, if you felt as if you should have been in the main event of WrestleMania, why not go to creative? Why not go to Vince and say, "Hey Vince, look, I appreciate the offer, but it's not for me. This is for Edge. Give me somebody else. Give me another match. Let me help put somebody else over, or I win, whatever." Like if your heart's not in the main event match, make the right decision. You know?
I cut him zero slack.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you why. Daniel Bryan is established enough where he could say no to something.
That's right.
He could tell Vince, this ain't a good idea. I'm not stealing Edge's moment. And that would have been the end of it.
Yeah.
Would they maybe have buried Daniel Bryan from that point? Maybe. But we'll never know. To me, it's irresponsible of Daniel Bryan to come out and say, I really wasn't into it. If you're in the main event, okay, great. No need to tip your hand that your heart wasn't in it. Keep that to yourself. Because now what you've done is you started a powder keg of questions. Well, if you weren't happy, why were you there? Are you still happy wrestling? We know you want to go part-time. Okay. So it's like he should have kept his mouth shut. I like Daniel Bryan. I never got a problem with Daniel Bryan. Great wrestler, great talent. Just everything about him is on point. But this one here is a little bit of a head scratcher. It makes me want to put my mask on and just like, I don't know what the hell's going on here. So it's one of those things,
You said this yesterday on the Dudes at Ringside podcast show. No, you told it to me. You said doesn't matter if you got one person or 100 people showing up, you got to go out there and put on a show. So regardless of how you felt not in it, you got to go out there and perform no matter what. You got to put on a show for the fans to talk about for the ages, for something they could enjoy. You can't go out there half-stepping, I'm not really into this match. No, you got to go out there and do it regardless. I don't care if you're the first match, second, third, or the main event. You got to put on the show. And if you felt as if that you weren't needed, then try to pull out. Try to get out that match.
I think that he put all into the match. I don't see nothing during the match that makes me seem like he wasn't all into it. But now,
I was just stating. I'm not saying that he didn't put it all. I'm just stating, like if you feel that way and you're out there, just stating by example, you still got to put 100%. That's all. I'm not saying that he didn't.
No, but your point is well taken because now he's done. He's created scrutiny on the actual match. Because now you're thinking, was he 100% into the match? Did he give his all? Did he do everything he wanted? So I don't know, man. To me, it's a little, and also it slights Roman and it slights Edge. If anybody loses the whole thing, it's Edge.
Totally agree.
The one that gets not only did he get screwed up as 1-on-1, now he's like, well, damn, it could have been a 1-on-1 because Daniel, you got the stroke to be like, I don't want to be in this.
Look, Daniel Bryan got enough pull within that organization to say I don't want to do this or not. He has enough pull. I guarantee you that. He's over with the crowd. He's popular. He's liked backstage. Yes, indeed. He could have pulled that if that's the case, if he felt that way. But I felt that he didn't have to be in that main event, and to hear him say that, I'm just like, wow, unbelievable. Now, speaking of Daniel Bryan, still, if you watched SmackDown the other day, at the end of SmackDown, Roman Reigns says Cesaro does not deserve a shot at the Universal Championship, but I'll give it to you, Daniel Bryan, and if you lose, you must leave SmackDown. Okay? Um, I think we know what's about to happen. Daniel Bryan is not going to win this match. You will see Daniel Bryan on SmackDown for the last time. Daniel Bryan will become a part-time wrestler with the WWE, which I'm gonna get to in a little bit. But this is it for him on SmackDown. You're gonna see him on Raw more than likely. They might even have him do a dream match with like Johnny Gargano. What's up, Mikey? There he is. What's up, Mikey?
Say what's up, Mr. JB. Say, talk. Hey, what's up, Mr. JB?
What's up, Mr. JB?
Not much, man. Happy to see you, my man. Good to see you again.
Say bye.
And yeah, I mean, yeah, we're gonna see him on Raw. Might have a dream match on NXT with a Johnny Gargano or Adam Cole or something else that we're getting to. Yeah, or something else we're getting to in a minute. But this is he loses again. Roman stays on top, stays over. Roman's the man on SmackDown. Everybody, yes, this is a spoiler alert. This is happening. My main man, Roman, defeats Daniel Bryan. What you think about it?
Before I get into this, let me say something about spoilers. I've been seeing me catching some flack about your Falcon and Winter Soldier spoiler. Guess what? If you're a real fan, should have watched it ASAP. We don't care if you had it work. We don't care. It came on 3 a.m. Eastern time. I watched it. Yes. And I'm not going to tell you nothing about just a spoiler alert. There's a black Captain America now.
That is right. And all I said was, Winter Soldier and then Captain America and the Winter Soldier. That's it. I didn't say nothing that happened in episode 6. Yes, indeed. So whatever that is.
Sam Wilson is Captain America. We get a black Captain America. If you haven't seen it, oh well. Now,
yes, indeed.
Back to this Daniel Bryan thing.
What's up, Bread Monster? How you doing, Bread Monster? Thanks for joining the show, buddy.
Yes, Bread Monster. I like bread. Scared of monsters, though. Can you say bye-bye, Daniel Bryan?
I can say bye-bye, Daniel Bryan.
Well, that's about it.
That's about it. There you have it.
See you later. This is what he wanted. Good for him. See him on Raw every now and then. See him whenever. See him maybe a pay-per-view every now and then. Maybe WrestleMania next year. He deserves his time off. He deserves his family time.
Yeah.
He got a wife in the Hall of Fame. He's good to go.
Yeah, definitely. He's done well with the organization. Great guy. No problem with him being a part-time. Go back, be a family guy with your kids. Nothing is wrong with that at all. I don't have a problem with it. And just imagine when he comes back, for 2 months, maybe 3 months, the pop he's gonna get every time. So I have no problem with it. Bread Monster, we are doing well, my friend. We are doing well.
Not to mention, he did everything he said he's going to do. He made his comeback. He won the WWE title. He made it in WrestleMania once again. He did something great he put stars over, put Kofi over. He helped Drew Gulak. He helped people. He did everything right, man. Great career. He deserves the rest. God bless you.
Definitely. Now,
yeah. Shout out to Big Lou. Yeah. I know that's him.
Big Lou. Yeah. Well, you knew Big Lou. I met him in Tampa for WrestleMania. What up, Big Lou? Yeah, definitely. Yes, sir. Oh man, check this out. So after this, look, Walter Sylvie, Walter. Let me say this, Walter Sylvie, since you just commented with your run-on sentences that I don't understand what the hell you talking about. But just to make you happy, Walter Sylvie, we have an MLW topic later on. Okay, we are going to talk about MLW, Walter. Okay. So we're going to make you happy and put a smile on your face, Walter. But you and the run-on sentences be killing me, all right? Because I don't understand it. But But you got MLW in there. We're gonna talk about it. Trust me, Walter Sylvie. We're gonna make your day. Big Lou, thank you, man. Big Lou said we are the best. We appreciate you so much, my friend. Definitely, definitely. Um, with this being said, and we see that they're trying to get Cesaro. Is this the year of Cesaro?
If it's not, it's over for him. This is his last shot. I think they're trying to take us there slowly but surely.
Mm-hmm.
The problem we have is Edge.
Right.
Edge is standing in the way of Cesaro getting the push he deserves. Because if I'm fantasy booking this, I think we have Edge versus Roman at SummerSlam.
I agree.
I say Edge gets the title, and I think Roman gets it back. And then Survivor Series going into Rumble. I think Cesaro wins the Rumble. For me, that's how I do it.
Okay. Okay. I like that. I can't disagree with it much, but I still have a feeling Big E is going to be the one to win the Rumble. I have that feeling. And I'm liking that they finally putting Cesaro over. It's been way too long. I'm liking Big E's finally being put over. It's been way too long. If any one of them wins the Rumble, I don't have a problem with it at all. I will be happy for either one because they deserve it 100%. And the thing about Cesaro, he has created numerous WrestleMania moments. Why not let that man have another moment?
I agree with you that they're pushing Big E, but I think what they're gonna do is the smart thing to do is you have Cesaro on SmackDown and you move Big E to Raw.
Hey,
and then you got Cesaro as the Universal Champion and Big E with the WWE title. That I could see.
I've always saw Big E going back to Raw and reuniting with Kofi and Xavier Woods. I've always seen that since the split. So yeah, that is another good analogy. I like it. Now we going back to Daniel Bryan one more time. Daniel Bryan wants to be part-time wrestler, and he is going to get his wish. But the problem is Daniel Bryan wants to wrestle within organization in another organization. He wants to wrestle within the WWE, and he wants to wrestle people like Kenny Omega and Okada. Now, I understand you want these dream matchups. I get it. I totally get it. But we both know Vince McMahon is not going to let him wrestle with AEW or New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Now, I don't know what kind of contract he can work out. If let's say he signs a part-time deal with AEW, and you think Vince still gonna let him back? No, not gonna happen. So I understand it's a dream to want to wrestle Kenny Omega, Okada, and other people in other organizations. But when you sign that part-time contract with WWE, he's not going to allow you to do that. So yeah, you wishing, but that's a wish that might not be fulfilled while you with the WWE.
Everything you said was 100% right, except here's the caveat. Chris Jericho going on the Stone Cold's podcast changed the game. I think this was the first step to see what kind of reaction they got and see where we can go. I think Daniel Bryan, along with Chris Jericho, are the people that can bridge that gap.
Mm-hmm.
And I really do. It sounds crazy. I'm gonna give Vince credit. Vince made a big step forward by allowing Jericho to come on Stone Cold's podcast.
True.
That's showing that Stephanie and Triple H and Shane are getting through to him on certain things. It sounds crazy, but I think Daniel Bryan's going to get his wish.
Uh-huh.
I think Daniel Bryan's going to go to a part-time status, still be a WWE wrestler, and still wrestle in other organizations. I think the deal will be this, though, is that most matches he has, he's going to go over, not to make WWE look bad. Now, here's where the problems lie. let's say he goes to AEW and we get that dream match, Daniel Bryan versus Kenny Omega.
Uh-huh.
Will Kenny Omega and more importantly Tony Khan, um, Cody, the Young Bucks, will they say, you know what? This is what's best for business. We're gonna have to let Kenny do this job.
I think the Cody and Young Bucks and all of them are more lenient with letting that happen. I think they would be more lenient with letting that happen because they're about making wrestling better for everybody and letting wrestling grow together. Let's work together and let this grow. Vince, on the other hand, is a little bit different. So I think Cody and them wouldn't mind letting that happen. Vince, on the other hand, I think that's just a different story.
Um, who's that said DB plan to retire? I can see him working with.
That's
Who's that?
that's Mr. Run On Sentence, Walter Sylvie.
Walter, you might be wrong with the AEW thing. I think AEW is the first place they'd go to solidify everything. Everywhere else, through Japan, not a big deal if you go there because it's a totally different entity, different demographic, different country. I think if Vince is allowed to do it, the first place will go to AEW and beat Omega on the main pay-per-view. So Vince can say, our guy's number one. And that's not even, this is what you got to realize. Daniel Bryan's not the number one guy in WWE right now.
Right.
So he's sending one of his number 4 guys over to beat their number 1. It's a win-win for WWE. So I think they're going to do it. I really do. I think we'll see it by summertime.
Okay. Shout out to our good friend, Mr. Jamie, Mania Club member who's watching. He just commented on my profile page. So it's not showing up here, but I saw it on my profile page. So what's up, Jamie? Nice to hear from you, my friend. Definitely. We got B Cannon. You know,
my boy B Cannon. Yo, let me tell you something about B Cannon. B Cannon is the nicest guy in the world. B Cannon, is the shake machine, the frosting machine, is it working? Is the ice cream machine working?
Hey, look, I went to McDonald's the other day, got my girlfriend daughter some food, and guess what? The ice cream machine was working.
I'm representing right now, Jamie. I'm representing.
There we go, Jamie. Mania Club, baby, in the house. Definitely. Now, let's make Walter Sylvie happy. He's about to start blushing right now.
Before you started, let me just shout out to Walter Sylvie.
Okay, definitely.
Everybody knows how me and Walter Sylvie go with this whole Nicholas thing. We're going to put a truce in it. We're going to put a pin in it for a little while because we're going MLW show in the ECW arena in July. So Walter's flying down. I guess I'm picking him from the airport. I live in Delaware, only 15 minutes away from Philly. So we will be at the MLW show. So Walter Sylvie, can't wait to see you. I promise your trip will be great until right before the airport when I make you tap out because you're going to pay for everything you said about Nicholas. But MLW is the way to be, man. We're going to be at that show and I can't wait. And JB, tell me about MLW, man.
Look, MLW, Major League Wrestling. And it's if you ever watch it on YouTube, man, it is a good show. You know, I know you don't like things with bad production. And that's, you know, they're not WWE, they're not AEW. You know, AEW production cannot touch WWE. But they do have a great product. They really do. You gotta give them a hand. You know, when you got people like Jacob Fatu, you got Hammerstone, you got Devon Eriks, you got Myron Reed, you got Leo Rush. You know, I can go on for a little bit more, but TJP, Buku Dao, who's right here from New Orleans, who was wrestling with Wildcat Wrestling. They got a great product. They got great talent. And when I heard that MLW was going on cable television, it's going to be Vice TV, man, I couldn't believe it. Think about it now. You got the WWE shows, Raw, SmackDown, NXT. You got AEW. You got Impact on Thursday nights. You have MLW. Man, if Ring of Honor can get on one of them cable network shows also, that's pretty much everybody, you know? And Ring of Honor got great talent. But we on MLW. I'm happy for MLW. I'm excited to see what they're going to bring to the table on May 1st, what they're going to bring on cable television. This is a big step for them. It's also another big step for professional wrestling. This is exciting news. I can't wait.
If you have not been privy to watch MLW, go YouTube it after the show. Check it out. I'm gonna tell you right now, just with the name Leo Rush alone, will should get you into the to see Leo Rush in person up close is something special. It's a special kind of thing to see this guy wrestle. I didn't give him the credit he deserved until I saw him up close and personal. The guy is phenomenal. Sorry, AJ. Um, I can't say that I've been a big MLW fan. I have watched stuff from time to time, and now that I'm going with Walter Sylvie, I'm the Braun Strowman to his Nicholas. Um, I'm really going to get into it. I'm excited to see a MLW show up close. So you can't go wrong, man. Wrestling, we got so much different, you know, different companies to go to. They have different kind of styles, and it's a great time for right now for wrestling, especially with the pandemic coming to an end. And if you get vaccinated, like we did,
That's right.
you'll be able to go to these shows and not worry.
Look, like going back. Oh yeah, definitely, Walter. MLW is bringing back Lucha Underground. Definitely, yeah,
Big deal. That's
big
a
deal.
big deal.
Yes. Look, let's talk about some of the names. To me, Leo Rush to me is one of the best performers in the world. I've always thought that. I saw the guy 5 years ago in Dallas take on Jay Lethal. I didn't know who this dude was, but man, I was a fan since that day. And you finally saw Leo Rush up close and personal, and you were heavily impressed. Heavily. Leo,
Heavily.
yes, Leo Rush to me is one of the best in the world. Definitely one of the best in the world. He has some antics in WWE. And he's still young. He's not even 30 years old yet. I think he's 26, 27.
I
He's
was
still,
shocked. Was shocked when you told me that. I was like, what?
yes,
Shocked.
he's still young, so he's maturing and he's going to get better. He's going to learn from his mistakes. He's made mistakes, but man, you cannot take away the talent and the in-ring ability and the skills that he have. Jacob Fatu, my goodness, bro, the man that size that can move, flip, the things that he can do is unreal. I mean, I call him Umaga 2.0, but more acrobatic than Umaga 2.0. Man, and maybe even more athletic than Umaga. Jacob Fatu is definitely a fool. Hammerstone. To me, Hammerstone could go to NXT, AEW, and be a star. Be a big time star. So they got talent out the wazoo. I really see this. I could compare this type of talent to the Ring of Honor talent when Kevin Owens was there, Adam Cole was there, the Briscoes who are still there, Matt Hardy was there. You know, uh, the talent is just unbelievable, man.
You didn't mention Loki.
Oh man, how could I forget Loki? Man, right. In the match he and Leo Rush had at Violence and Suffering, the GCW event, that was unbelievable. Definitely Loki. Definitely can't forget about Loki. Um, King Mo, he pops up from time to time. Even though he doesn't have the ability of a wrestler like a professional wrestler, but King Mo, yeah,
Wait, that Myron Reed kid, that's the kid with the vest on, right?
the
With the
vest. Yes,
bulletproof vest, right?
that's who Leo Rush beat for the middleweight
That
championship.
kid's good. That
Oh,
kid's good.
Myron Reed is real good.
He
Yes,
does, he does a stunner off the rope. He bounces off backwards
yeah,
and then cuts him. It's nice.
yes,
Listen, MLW is the way to go if you want to see some great wrestling.
totally,
It's,
totally.
it's definitely the major leagues.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Walter Sylvie says MLW signed Divine Erics, Fatu, and Hammerstone to 5-year deals. They keeping their major people in place. They're keeping them in place. And if MLW is trying to grow and get to where AEW and one day WWE, you got to dish out the money and keep your big stars. And that's a good start in what you going on cable television. Huge, huge, huge. And Walter Silva, yes, you acknowledging Myron Reed. Yes, indeed. Myron Reed is a star, man. We he wrestled
So
like 10 times that whole weekend. We
we
saw him
saw him every
every show
time.
we went to, we saw Myron Reed. Definitely. So yeah, Myron Reed, man, is a beast. I sat here. and put a message on the MVS page. And I said, man, can we get Jaden Spade versus Myron Reed? Because he does independent shows also still. Man, give me Spade and Myron Reed. I think Wildcat, that'll be Wildcat's greatest match ever, in my opinion. My opinion. I could be wrong, but that's how I feel. I think they could tear the house down. But yes, MLW definitely on the come up. Everybody, please look out. Please watch it. I think you'll be heavily, heavily impressed. And also, you get to see Selena Durrenta. Ha ha. Oh, okay. Joe the Panther is here.
Hey,
What's up, Joe? The co-host
what's up, baby?
co-host of Dudes at Ringside Podcast. Thanks for joining us, my friend. Yes, Walter, national TV debut. Yes, sir, on Vice TV, national TV debut. And so hats off to MLW. Now, tomorrow night is the Impact Rebellion pay-per-view, and we about to talk about the main event. That is Kenny Omega versus Rich Swann, title for title, AEW World Championship and the Impact World Championship. Somebody is going home with both belts unless there's a DQ or a countout. I'm gonna go first because I feel a certain way about it. Tantalizing feels a certain way about it. I like his perspective, but I still feel like I'm going to be right. But I've been wrong before, and so has he. So it happens. But
Not as much as you.
yeah, but recently, not as much as you. Recently, but oh man, look, Kenny Omega is the bigger name here, and AEW and TNA are working together. To me, it makes sense to put this belt on Kenny Omega. I feel that more people they hear and see that Kenny Omega is an AEW and the TNA, excuse me, the Impact World Champion. I feel as if more people are going to tune in to Impact to see Kenny as an Impact World Champion. That is how I feel. I really feel that way. I like Rich Swann. He is a hell of an athlete, a hell of an in-ring performer. The guy is great. I just don't see Rich Swann defeating Kenny unless there's some type of outside interference from John Moxley and Eddie Kingston. That's it's my opinion, but I think Kenny walks out with both belts.
Everything you said is great points. Everything is on point. What you say is the obvious choice. But here's my thing. And yes, for Sean, already should have been on cable and satellite.
Definitely,
Let me
PK.
tell you, and thank you, Panther. We try. Listen, I would agree with you up until. Well, I would agree with you, but this is the thing. I think that due to COVID, due to the change, you guys gotta realize something. Wrestling is changing. All the walls and barriers are starting to come down. I think people really need to realize what a big deal it was for Chris Jericho to be on Stone Cold's podcast. I know I've said it a lot. I'm going to say it over and over again. It's major. It's huge. And because of that, I think that the walls are tumbling down. And I think that you're going to see a lot of different things happen that normally wouldn't happen. Cross promotion, people beating people they shouldn't be beating. This is why I say this. I think, especially after seeing Rich Swann, I'm jaded for Rich Swann. After I saw what Rich Swann did in person, I always knew he was good. The guy is phenomenally great in the ring. You got to realize, when you have an independent show, you don't have the mats outside like you do. We were outside on concrete, and this guy's flipping over the top rope, hitting the concrete. Guys, I know it's out there. I know it sounds crazy. And why would they do this? I think shock factor and to bring people in to be like, what just happened? I think Rich Swann pulls the upset and beats Kenny Omega. Now, I'm probably wrong, but I'm just trying to take this from an optimistic viewpoint where we feel like we getting the things that we deserve as wrestling fans. So it's like this is something that people would love to see. But because we're so used to everybody staying in their lane, we're like, this ain't going to happen. And that's why I think there's going to be a change. I think Kenny Omega, along with Jericho, along with the Young Bucks, Cody, Tony Khan. I think they really want Don Callis. I think they really want to change the game, and I think they would do this to shock people. Not to mention, especially in the climate of today, I talk about this every week. Race is a factor here. How great would it be to see an African American wrestler, right, win another promotion's title in a title match? Historic.
Yes, it would be.
It would be big. And people say, well, how are you going to do that? Kenny Omega, the other opponents. Kenny Omega could win it back on Wednesday night or on Thursday night, whenever they're on TV. I really think that if they did this, it would be so great for wrestling. Here's a perfect example. I'm going to get this pay-per-view tomorrow. I wasn't going to get it, and now I'm going to get it. And I'm not the kind of guy to buy pay-per-views. Even when WWE was $59.99, I found a way to bootleg it because I wasn't paying $60. When the network came out, I was like, yes. So I'm saying it. I'm putting it on a limb. Rick Swann is your new AEW champion.
Now, you think people are going to tune in due to the shock factor, correct?
Exactly, 100%.
You do not think people will be upset and not tune in?
No, I think that first of all, any publicity is good publicity, even if it's bad.
That's true.
If you're a true wrestling fan, if you call yourself a true wrestling fan, you want to see this match tomorrow. I'm gonna get it. I'm one of the fans that listen. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a WWE guy. I'm always have been. I like other promotions, but WWE is my thing. I love New Japan. I tolerate AEW. I'm starting to grow on Impact a little bit. MLW, I'm learning. A true fan will give this a chance. And I think that's what they're going for. I just got a feeling. And like I said, I'm 99%, I'm probably wrong on this one. But just imagine the possibilities if Rich Swann won, what it would do for the business. Like, this would be batshit crazy.
He would make history. History. We're talking about a champion on for two different organizations and being black, and they both are on cable television. This is history. Big time.
History.
So, man, it would be history. Now, get me wrong, I want Rich Swann to win. Don't get me wrong. I do. I just don't see it. Tony sees it. But I guarantee you, if Rich Swann wins, I will mark the hell out right here inside my living room. Yes, I will. I will mark out just how when Bobby won it on Monday Night Raw, just like when Kofi won it at WrestleMania. Yes, I will. This could be another defining moment in Black history in regards to wrestling. It can be. But like I said, I just don't see it, but my man Tony sees it. So I'm hoping he's right, and I am hoping I'm wrong. Let's not get it twisted. But we shall see come tomorrow night in the main event of Impact Rebellion. Go ahead, Tony.
I want to say something about Vachon, his little comment right there. Vachon said, WWE screwed Lio Rush. He's unbelievable, one of the best in the game. He is one of the best in the game. But let's put a little bit of the onus on Lio Rush.
Yes.
Lio Rush rubbed some people the wrong way. He made a lot of mistakes backstage. He had a big chip on his shoulder where you got to listen. Just because you're talented doesn't mean you come in and act like The Rock.
That's right.
The Rock wasn't The Rock when he got there.
That's right.
Stone Cold wasn't Stone Cold when he got there. And just because you're talented, you're young, and of course you attribute that to youth and immaturity.
That's right.
It happens to the best of us. But Lio Rush has to take the accountability and put the blame on himself for losing his contract there and being gone. Because he could do a lot better and be a lot more humble. Humility is a problem in wrestling. People feel like they're so good not to be humble. And guess what? You have to be, because without the fans, you're not anything. There's no WrestleCon without us. Jared can attest to this. Jared spends a lot of money at WrestleCon.
Yes.
So without him, they don't make that money. You know, without people like us, they don't get the paychecks. And Lio Rush just have to remember that. And I think Lio Rush has learned his lesson because his attitude was great from what we saw.
Yeah.
And I think that if he ever got another shot, I think he would do the right thing in WWE. Gotta realize the guy's only 26 years old. nothing lasts forever. And Vince has brought people back that have screwed him over. They have been terrible. Leo Rush wasn't terrible to anybody. He just was an asshole.
That's it.
And being an asshole, it can happen sometimes in your immaturity, and you can change and you can grow. And I think we'll see Leo Rush back in the WWE ring again. I even say we'll see him as IC champ one day. The guy's young and talented. Trust me, he'll be back. So Bashan, yeah, he is one of the best in the game. But as Vince would say, Leo screwed Leo.
And let's remember, they gave Leo a second opportunity because they got rid of him the first time and they brought him back. And they put the NXT Cruiserweight Championship on him right when he came back. So Triple H knew his talent. Triple H knew what he had. Just the fact that he made some mistakes. Now I'm gonna tell you this: when I met Leo that Saturday at WrestleCon, man, he talked to me for a minute. He laughed. He was all good. And then when I went to WrestleStock, he saw me. He was like, "Oh, you here too, bro? You here too?" So cool dude, bro. Cool dude. So like you said, he's still 26, 27 years old. He made mistakes. He was young. And he's going to mature. He's going to learn from those mistakes. And dude is just getting into his prime. Just getting there. We can still say he's not in his prime yet, Tony. We can still say, yeah. So, man, the sky is the limit for Leo Rush. He's doing MLW. He's doing some independent shows. He's doing New Japan Pro Wrestling. So the man is busy right now. So I agree with you. I still think we're going to see him back in the WWE one day. Hopefully sooner than later.
Hey, off topic, let me ask you a question. So, and this is let everybody know the show is scripted with some things. Jared always has his topics, but sometimes we go fly off the handle and just, ask a quick question. Let me ask you this. Wrestling as a whole, have you seen a difference in the attitude towards wrestling fans since WrestleMania?
Since WrestleMania this year?
Yes. Like the in other words, I'm trying to get at is, have you seen more of enthusiasm and optimism towards wrestling?
I'm seeing a lot of fans more interested in watching wrestling every day, pretty much. I mean, I've seen them talking about it. I've seen people saying, since WrestleMania, man, I'm going to watch this. I'm going to watch AEW. I get to watch it. Now, the only show that I see that's getting a lot of negative response is Monday Night Raw. The only one. That's
really? Really awful wrestling.
There you go. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot more people speak how can I say it? Speak right. Speak highly. Yes, sir. Speak highly of being able to see wrestling every day since WrestleMania. I'm seeing it in all the groups on Facebook. So yes, definitely. Most definitely I'm seeing it.
I noticed the same thing because I'm in a few groups. Listen, I'm in about 8 groups. And I would say I'm only really active in 2 or 3. MVS, Mania Club, and another one I just joined. Behind the Curtain. I gotta say anybody for that. The one thing I don't like about some of the groups is that when you put a post up, you have to wait for admin to approve it.
Right.
We in a wrestling thing. My shit might cross the line sometime. Oh well, put the shit up there. But from what I'm seeing, a lot of people, especially the people that went to WrestleMania, I've talked to a few people that I met, have subscribed to my YouTube channel, Tantilizing Tony, who have they're so like upbeat because of the experience of being at WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. So I think with the pandemic's end in sight, and with the combination of fans coming back and the scope of the business changing, I think that we're in for a great second half of 2021. I think from June down to December, going into the Rumble, it's going to be batshit crazy.
Hey, I'm hoping so. I am really hoping so, man. That'll be great. That's with you. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, let's see what happens. Now, some things you just don't do. You don't like to be disrespecting people, but what happened to one legend, soon to be Hall of Famer, should have never happened. Mickey James, number one, got released on April 15th. Okay? a guy by the name of Mark Carano. I really never heard of the dude, but his face looks familiar. And they said they saw him on Total Divas a few times.
All the time he's on Total Divas.
All the time, you say?
Yeah, I think he was the VP of Talent Relations, I believe.
Okay.
And let me look it up. I think that's what he was. But go ahead, bro. Keep going.
So this man had the nerve to take all of Mickey James' belongings, that could be jewelry, her gear, whatever, clothes, put it in a garbage bag, a plastic garbage bag, and mail it to her. Mail it to her. That is so disrespectful. And the funny thing is, Maria Bennett, also known as Maria Kanellis, came out and said that the same thing happened to her the first time she left WWE, which was years ago, after she posed for Playboy. So this is something that had to be happening numerous times, and he never got caught. And Mickey said something about it, and the guy got caught, and my hat goes off to Triple H and Stephanie for getting rid of that guy, because that's giving WWE a bad name if they were allowing and doing stuff like that. So I give them credit for doing it. Maybe they never knew that was being done, but for Mickey to speak up, I applaud her. That should never happen, and I applaud Triple H and Stephanie for doing it. Now, Mickey James also went on to say, how she was mistreated for the last 3 years with that company. But in regards to this incident, I have to give credit where credit is due.
Listen, I know a little bit more about Mark Carano than you do. I didn't know, but he was president of Talent Relations, and I do watch Total Divas. At least I used to back in the day. And he was a big part of Eva Marie's coming out party when Eva Marie was there. And listen, you know how reality TV is, how television in general. You can't get a sense of a person's personality. But I had an interaction with him during WrestleMania 33, during Raw, because I was a seat filler, and he was backstage. I watch how he talks to people. He's very rude, very abrasive kind of guy. And apparently, if you check any of the dirt sheets or you check anything about Mark Carano, go Google him. A lot of people were not happy with Mark Carano. A lot of people thought he was a real a-hole. So, and listen, can you imagine Mickey James, a 6-time women's champion?
Right.
Our first ballot future Hall of Famer goes to her mailbox, goes to her front porch. She thinks it's Amazon, it's whatever, it's FedEx, whatever it is, and she opens the stuff and it's in a garbage bag. What's the metaphor? That you're trash? This is what I hate about people like that in talent relations. You never could step in the ring a day in your life. You couldn't do you couldn't do an arm drag, a single leg takedown. You couldn't do a drop toe hold. You couldn't do anything. Mickey James would run circles around that dude in a shoot match. He's a middle-aged, out of shape suit.
Mm-hmm.
And just to disrespect. And now we hear in other stories that Maria Kanellis, Maria Bennett got her stuff set in the garbage bag. So if she did to them, the story's going to come. It's like Me Too. Once one story comes out, they're all
coming out. That's right.
So we're going to learn a lot more about Mark Carano as the weeks go on. And see that even the dogs don't like it. And it's crazy that this guy think he could get away with this. How dare you? And I know Mark Carano will never see this and he'll bounce back. He'll get a job somewhere else. But he's disgusting. And I'm glad he lost. Listen, you probably lost the best job of your life.
Right.
You lost the best job of your life. And it's crazy. I'm trying to look up his salary, what he was making. Because I really would like to know how he was getting paid. And he's going to miss that paycheck.
Is he going to miss it?
Apparently, he was with them since 1998, and he was making $201,000 a year.
Wow!
And his net worth is between $2 and $3 million. So he's worth like $2-3 million. He was making $200,000 a year to tell a wrestler that they were good enough to make it to the roster. So imagine this: you see a guy like, who like Alex Riley, who should have got a major push in WWE and
That's
didn't.
right.
Mark Crown is the guy to be like, no, we'll put him on the back burner. Who the hell are you, Bobby
Mm-hmm.
Bad Boy? So I'm glad he lost that paycheck. He gets no severance because he's fired for unworthy, unprofessional work practice. So he gets no severance pay. He's just out of a $200,000 paycheck. Good.
Yeah, you cannot. That's a zero tolerance policy that you have to have within your organization, man. That is just tacky.
And like you said, hats off to Triple H and Stephanie for firing his ass on the spot.
Definitely, definitely, most definitely. Well, ladies and gents, that is it for the show. You got anything you want to say, right quick, Tony?
Other than me eating my noodles for dinner, just want to say one more thing. Oh, two couple of things. First of all, guys, over the top rope. You guys know we're here every week. We getting a little bit of support. We still need a little more, especially on YouTube channels. Let's talk about this. YouTube, it's not that hard to subscribe. JB, your sports guy. It's right down there. JB space your space sports space guy. Subscribe. I'm gonna say something off the cuff. Even if you have to go make a fake profile, go make a couple and subscribe. How would it be? Let me email address 2011-1, 2011-2. Subscribe. Ask one of your friends to subscribe. Not that hard. Okay? That's number one. Number two, we want more support for this show. We want more viewership. Start sharing this. Start inviting people to MVS. Start bringing people in. You guys can think what you want to think, but I'm telling you right now, from that little interview we had with the dudes at Ringside Podcast, stuff's going to start going in our direction where we're starting to get some wrestlers on this show.
That's right.
Already me and Jared in the works right now to get some wrestlers. We got two guys, and we got one big name who was going to blow your mind if we can make it happen. I'm not going to say nothing yet because we don't want to jinx it.
That's right.
We need support. So come on, guys. I know you guys like the show. I know you guys like to hear us talk. Come on, we're here for wrestling. Okay, that's number two. Number three, the Tantilizing Tony channel is moving slowly but surely. It's not moving fast enough for me. I told y'all I will leave this freaking club, this group in June. You guys better get on the ball and help me out. I'm telling you, for me, Jared ain't gonna tell you like that because he's more subdued. He's laid back. I don't give a goddamn. I'm telling you, get some people subscribe to my channel or fuck you. Okay? And you know you my friends, you know you are. We'll still roll together. You know? A word to Jared. Jared does a lot of work here, bro, for this show. We have real jobs. This pays zero. Okay? You see JB setup. You see I'm in the process of moving. I'm still trying to set my new setup. I moved. I just bought a brand new 4K camera. You should see my setup. My brand new computer, my curved screen, my microphone, my $200 blue microphone. Hold on a second, I gotta show this. My mic right here, like HD stuff, Gorilla Pods for my stuff, $1,000 camera for my YouTube. Listen, high HD microphone. Yo, help us out. Come on, we need you. We're not asking for money. We're asking for time. And Mania Club, you're watching. Mania Club, who we represent, who I've donated to, who I love. Get your people to get subscribed to. And I've not asked any Mania Club people yet to put my stuff up. But Gary, Ashante, Bert,
Doris, BJ,
BJ, Ethan, if you're watching, I'm not gonna say who already said it, cool. But we need some. We need you. We need some help. Help us. Help us. I can't say help me, help you. But you guys know what I'm trying to get to. We need your help. We need more exposure. JB?
Look, I agree with everything Tony says. To the Mania Club people, I know y'all have y'all rules, but I mean, please be a little bit more lenient with me and
It's Tony.
Tantilizing Tony. A little bit more lenient. You know, just let us put our show and our stuff on there. That's all we ask. We're not asking for nothing else. So that's all we ask. Everybody else, like Tanner said, we want your support. Please support us. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. We will greatly appreciate it. We will try to give you content after content that you will want to see. Also, like Tanner said, we're trying to get some wrestlers on the show. We're not going to say any names, but we do have one big name that we're trying to get. We're not going to say his name, but hopefully we're going to make this happen. Will you put up the picture? Will you put up the picture? Don't show him. Don't show him. Don't show him. Don't show him. But as you see, there is our YouTube channels. JB, your sports guy. That's me. Tantilizing Tony. That's him. And other than that, we want your support, ladies and gentlemen, and that's all we ask. Now, other than that, we will be back here same time next Saturday, the same time. Other than that, anything else you want to say? Or you done, my man?
Listen, everybody, stay safe. Wear your mask, social distance, wash your hands. Get your vaccination. Stop believing the bullshit about the vaccination. They're gonna track your phone tracks you. Okay, every time you go on Facebook, it's tracking you. Okay, it knows what you want, knows what you like. Your news feed is different than mine. It focuses on your algorithm. So the COVID-19 vaccination is not a chip. It's not a bad vaccination. I got it. I'm alive. Jared got it. He's alive.
I'm here.
Okay? And I'm around a lot of people. I drive a school bus for a living. Jared works for UPS. We still alive. We're not having any problems.
And I teach karate. I teach karate to kids and adults.
Get vaccinated.
Yes.
Just do it. Open up the world quicker. We'll get back to normal. Everybody gets vaccinated. I tell you right now, by June, July, barbecues, parties, pool parties, by Royal Rumble, woo! By WrestleMania, 100,000 strong, baby.
You already know. And we back in the building come WrestleMania 38. From my brother, from another, Tantilizing Tony. I'm your boy, Mr. Steal Your Dibs. Watch Impact Rebellion, and we're going to see y'all next Saturday. Until then, peace.